What's up, my name is TechNubber here for Troubleshoot and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be showing you how you can get that PP or graph overlay while you're playing OSU on not only your stream but possibly also your own screen. While there are tons of different programs that achieve this, I think that this one that I'm going to highlight in this video is probably the best looking one and best functioning one, not only for streams but also for yourself if you're just curious about seeing things. So first of all, we'll get into installing it, second of all, we'll get into setting it up, and third of all, I'll show you a quick example of it. So let's go ahead and download it. Like a lot of other software that I highlight on this channel, it's open source, meaning you're able to download it and use it pretty much completely safe from viruses or anything else like that. It's pretty popular, and because all of the source code is online, if you thought anything sketchy was going on, you're more than welcome to look through the code to make sure that things are completely safe. Currently, there are a ton of users, and with it having over 152 stars, that's a very good sign. Quickly having a look at the information behind the page, we can see exactly how many people downloaded each version. The latest version, 222, 511, 2,900, 1,900, 4,000, 14,000, and so on and so forth. 16,000 here. So obviously there's more than a few users of this program, so I would say it's probably pretty trustable. To begin, head across to this GitHub page linked in the description down below, and on the right hand side look at the releases section, then click the one that says latest. As you can see, this and future SC releases require .NET 5 runtime. Download and install it from here, which takes you across to the Microsoft side. If you don't know that you already have .NET 5 runtime installed, head across to this link by clicking here. It'll also be linked in the description down below. After you go here, you'll be downloading this file. Of course, this is the 32-bit installer. If you'd like the 64-bit installer, you can look at the very top where it says 5.0 up here, click it, scroll down a bit, and then select x64 under .NET Desktop Runtime over here. This will download the 64-bit installer. After installing the .NET Runtime, you can come back to this page here. Scroll down a bit, and you'll see a couple of files. We have an OBS plugin.zip, which I'll be downloading, as well as a StreamCompanion setup.exe. I'd recommend downloading this. You don't really need the one above it. So let's go ahead and open up the installer first. I'll read through and accept the license agreement, choose a place to install, leave this as is, create a desktop shortcut, next, and install. Now the program's installing, I can leave it set to launch, and then just click finish. Now we see this here. StreamCompanion Setup will now perform a small test to make sure that memory pooling and mods commands work correctly on your system. Enable the following mods, hr, nf, dt, hd, and play the following map. You can click change to get a different map down here. All you have to do is click the link right below it to be taken across to the download page for the song on OSU's website. Simply just download in any quality and open it up inside of your OSU. It has to be this exact song for this to work properly. So I'll click on it to launch it up, and we'll see what mods we need to enable. HR, NF, DT, and HD. So I'll click the mods button, I'll enable hard, I'll enable no fail, double time, and hidden. It's that simple. Just click close and then open up the song. After you open it up, a couple of seconds in gameplay, as such, you don't even need to play it at all. You can close out of it, and you can even close OSU completely if you'd like. Looking back at the StreamCompanion, you can see it set up. Simply just click End Setup, and it'll launch up as such. It'll scan through all of your beat maps, and basically just load them there. Now the software is running. As soon as you start up the game itself, you'll see this section over here populates with the song that you're currently playing. I'll go ahead and open up OSU in a windowed mode so that you can see both of these things going on. So I'm not usually one to play OSU in windowed mode, but you can see exactly what's going on as it goes on. Assuming I'm in full screen mode or whatever, the program will still work. So let's see what else this program's capable of. I'll click the settings button on the far left, and a settings window will open up. Inside of here, we have some general settings, then we have a click counter, map matching, tokens preview, output patterns, visualizer, mod image, OSU post, and web overlay. While you won't be using most of these, what we will be using is the visualizer over here to get a visual representation of the map on our desktop, and web overlay, which will allow you to put it inside of OBS and things like that, assuming you don't want to use the plugin. So to begin, I'll enable the visualizer on the visualizer tab, and you can see a new window pops up. The graph slowly moves from left to right. It has a difficulty curve and a PP estimation in the bottom left, as well as a 100, 50, and miss counter. All of these are customizable over here. So you also have a mini counter option, which will make it a lot smaller as such and get rid of the graph. I for one like having the graph, and I'd really use this on a second screen. So I'll reset to defaults, and it's back. Usually I'd put this on my left-hand side monitor just to have a look at while playing. Cool, so let's hop into a game and see what it looks like. And of course, unfortunately, because I didn't beat my previous record, I won't get any PP for it, so we won't be able to see how accurate the PP counter is, but it's usually relatively accurate. All you have to do is when you finish a song, simply scroll down on that end screen that you see, this one over here, and you'll be able to see how many PP you earned for that song, you'll be able to rate it, and a couple of other things. So what exactly is that OBS plugin? Let's go ahead and open it up, and let's have a look at the zip file that we just downloaded. So pulling it across to my desktop, let's open it up. As you can see, we have data, OBS plugins, OBS text SC, locale, etc. And inside of here, we have OBS plugins 64 OBS text sc.dll. What exactly do we need to do with these? Well, let's go across to where OBS is installed. I'll open up Task Manager, locate OBS, right-click, open file location, and immediately I'm taken across to the install directory for OBS Studio. I'll go back to folders. And as you can see, there's a data folder over here, as well as an OBS plugins. Notice that these match the zip over here. All we have to do is close out of OBS, drag and drop these across into here, click continue if asked for permission, and all of the files will be copied across as such. I'll have to restart the recording here just to get the plugin to actually show up in OBS. And there we go. Then right-clicking in here, we can go to add, and we see text GTI plus SC. This is specifically for the OSU StreamCompanion, however, I haven't completely figured out how to get this to work. If you figure it out, leave it in the comments down below. But what I have figured out is a much better way of getting this to work instead of having it work in the old-fashioned way with just text. This is what I specifically like about this program more than other OSU overlay programs. I'll simply right-click, add, and I'll choose Browser. Then I'll hit OK. And our browser is now added. You can see it's taking up a good portion of the screen, so I'll push it across to the side as such, and let's get to this. Tabbing back into StreamCompanion Settings, we'll head across to the Web Overlay section, and you'll see Open Overlay in Browser at the very top. Simply click this. Then your browser will open up, and you'll see this, which is exactly the same as the StreamCompanion overlay over here. So in order to get this to work, you'll see at the very top, click on any name to open it in a separate page. To edit or create a new one, navigate to StreamCompanion, Files, Web Overlays, and then make sure to check the README for example overlays. Let's go ahead and pick one of these that we'd like to feature on our stream. I'll stick with, say, the top one, as it seems to be the best one for my current use. Opening it up, you'll see the link at the top changes. We'll simply copy this, and we'll be placing that into OBS. As you can see, it'll adjust with the size of our browser and whatever we decide to do with it. So let's minimize our browser, head back to OBS and set the URL over here to the StreamCompanion overlay. After clicking OK, you'll see that it appears over here and we're able to customize it and move it around. Currently, we're only able to move it as such, and if we hold Alt, we'll do nothing but crop it. Let's go ahead and double click the browser source once again, and we can adjust the width and height over here. So I'll make it say 800 wide and 200 tall, for example. After clicking OK, you should see it adjust to a much better size. This already looks a lot better. Now, of course, you could do literally anything with this, but what I'd like to do is take a screenshot of OSU when it's open in full screen so that I can put it into OBS and position it manually. Otherwise, if you have OSU open and you have it captured with something like a game capture, you can simply position it as such. Now, of course, I can't exactly show you as I'm currently recording it using this, so I'll place it somewhere plus minus in the correct position. Then I'll move OBS across to my other monitor. I'll move this across to my other monitor as well, just so that I can see what's going on as well, and I'll open up OSU. This time, I'll be heading back into full screen mode. There we go. It seems to be positioned quite well. Let's go ahead and hop into a song and see exactly what happens. Hopping into a song, you can see it's relatively well positioned. I might move it down just a tad. There we go. Now, of course, this plugin is completely customizable, so you could get rid of the background, move it around as you like, and do basically anything you want with it. I'll give you a quick example in just a moment. So for now, I'll close out of OSU. Let's head back to here, click the settings icon, then across to the web overlay section, and then click the open overlay files location button. We'll open up the overlays folder, and currently I'm using the SC live overlay. So I can open it up, and we just have an HTML file, CSS, main.js, and a component section. As you can see inside of the README, it says any edits to files and example overlays provided with StreamCompanion will be overwritten or removed in future updates. So I'll just copy this folder across to a second one, and I'll call it, say, use me. I'll open it up. Let's go into, say, the component section, and then background over here. If we've got a template, it goes through getting the background, preloads the image, and then sets the background URL. Instead of doing this, I'll comment it out and say data.background URL equals an empty string : save. I can minimize out of it, pull across OBS, open up the browser, and let's see what refreshing does this time. There we go. It now no longer has a background, and you can see directly through it. Cool. So we've already customized it to our own liking, and it'll appear differently when we play Osu as you'd expect. So firing up Osu, we've now not only got this plugin working, but we've also customized it in our own way, and we can continue to use it in whatever way we'd like. Now, of course, I'd much like a semi-transparent one like this that you can see through instead of having a solid background, but depending on your stream or recording's theme, you may choose otherwise. Before you click off this video, make sure to check the description down below for a link to a GitHub page of mine, the Osu Cleaner. It's an open source project from another Osu player in the past that's since been abandoned. I forked the GitHub repo and added a whole bunch to it and completely revamped it. It'll end up saving you gigabytes of file space and possibly even more if your Osu songs folder is very big like mine. I would highly recommend checking it out, as well as the tutorial video for it, which you'll also find down below. But besides that, that's about it for this video. Hopefully you found something useful in it. My name's been taken over here for Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time.